nation, man. That's what the Lord is returning for, man, because this place is just totally wicked, man. Like we talk about, this is upside down world. Everything in this society is contrary to the law, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father, man.
Right.
Whatever the Most High said, this society is total again. It's just total opposite to it, man. For instance, homosexuals. Homosexuals have rights. They can get married, so to say. You know, they can adopt children. They can hold office. They can rule over people. When the scriptures tell you a homosexual is supposed to get put to death. So what happened? I thought this was a God-fearing country, a law upholding the Bible type society. No, America gives you the freedoms and the liberties to do any type of wickedness you want to get into.
Right.
Whatever your heart desires, whatever your wicked heart desires, whatever you want to do, you can do it over here in the land of the born and the home of the cowards. You know, they call this the land of the free and the home of the brave. That's a lie. Because these people are cowards. The only true men are the men of the Lord. The rest of these men is a bunch of fucking pussy begging cowards, man.
Faggots.
And faggots. You know?
Right. Hey, brother, if I could just add real quick, that's who this society is ran and governed by. That's who passed the laws and issued the decrees for how you to live and how to dictate your household and even your kids. Homosexuals and sodomites, man. On all levels, bro. From government to law officials, even that's teaching your kids in these so-called wicked-ass school systems, man. These are homosexuals and sodomites, man. And they pushing that agenda, man, on a daily basis. It's a lot, bro.
Oh, no, that's on point, bro. You know, and everything the brother was saying is true. Bring that scripture out, bro.
It's Isaiah 10:1, and it says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees."
So death and destruction to the ones that decree unrighteous decrees. To say that two men can get married or two women can get married or same-sex couple can raise children or even hold an office to where they over men is an unrighteous decree. Woe unto them. So why is the Lord coming back to destroy? Read it again, brother.
Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees.
Because this society is full of unrighteous decrees, man. Your wife can divorce you. Your wife run the household.
Right.
You can't tell your children what to do. You can't discipline your children. You discipline your children can call CPS on you and get you in trouble. Your children. If you and your wife get the divorce, she can take your children. Them your kids.
Right.
Half of what you got.
She can jump from man, nigga to nigga.
Yeah, buddy.
All day long.
Yep.
Well, all the women, you know, they can jump from man to man in this kingdom.
I got to put this in there because they supposed to be your kids. Now, Elder Gabar just went into a sit-down in the mailbag proving that those are not your kids, and that's another unrighteous decree which the brother's bringing out. When you have these kids, they belong to the state.
Yep.
That's why CPS can come in at any time and take your children.
Yep.
Because they don't belong to you, because they was born into debt, born into slavery, and they in debt to the bankers, so they belong to the state through the bankers, because the state belongs to the bankers.
Right. Yep.
So your children really not your children.
Right.
And the state is parens patre, which is Latin for basically the father parent, or father, father of the country. Literally breaks down to the father parent, parens being parent, and patre being father, goes back to father. So the state is the father of your kids.
Yep.
So these are unrighteous decrees. And your wife is the wife of the state. That's why she can divorce you whenever she get ready and take half, if not more, of your shit. that you work for.
Yep.
Which is an unrighteous decree right in the Bible. Say if your wife leave, she leave with what she came in with.
Exactly.
The draws on her ass. And that's it.
And the man get the kid.
Right. Because that's your seed. They came forth from your loins.
Right.
All she did was provided a place for them to incubate and grow. Them seeds came from your flesh, from your nutsack. Yeah, brother, but
Hey,
that's
man, I
it.
say something, brothers? And then just to add on to what the brothers saying, your kids are required to go to their school system.
Yep.
They got to get all the shots.
Yep.
They required to get the shots, even though they got exemptions on them, on those vaccine shots. But Jake don't know nothing about it. But the point is, you required to. They force you to do. You're not free, man. You a slave.
Right. That's it.
Go ahead, brother.
You know, and hell, not only is she gonna divorce you and take a half of what you got and get to keep the house and the dog, but this bitch gonna put child support on you. She gonna have spousal support on you. I mean, how can you make it when they taking half your check for spousal support and child support? You can't survive off of half of a wage, which is another unrighteous decree. As a matter of fact, get I think it's Leviticus 19 and that the sun shall not go down. Yeah, 19 and 13. It's a lot. You know, another righteous decree is when you become employed by one of these businesses, which is nothing more than a contractual slave.
Right.
They don't pay you like they supposed to pay you.
Right.
They tax your money. They don't pay you when you're supposed to get paid. Matter of fact,
Hey, hold on, now. They don't even give you money.
right?
They give you debt.
Yep, con, brother.
But
Yep,
that's it.
that's right. They give you debt. They don't even pay you with actual money, which would be gold or silver or land or cattle. You know, something. They give you fake paper.
But it's money as long as you believe in it.
Yep. That's
Believe
that
that it got purchasing power.
Yep.
And it do.
Yep. Bring that out.
This is Leviticus 19 and 13, and it says, "Thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor."
Thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, Esau. If you such a God-fearing man, if this is such a God-fearing country, you're supposed to love your neighbor like you love yourself. You're not supposed to defraud your neighbor. Go ahead, brother.
Right.
Neither rob him.
Neither rob him. Before I get my check, child support is taken out of there. Fucking FICA, Social Security. Shit I'll never see again.
Federal tax.
Federal taxes.
That's the big one.
Before the check, before you even see your check, it's gone.
Now, this
Okay,
man asked a good question. He said, what is FICA? FICA is short for, that's an acronym for Federal Insurance Contribution Act. But now, contribution is defined in law. It's not contribution to what you think it is.
Right.
It actually goes back to the law definition, and that definition means the right of one to recover from another, also liable the aliquot portion in which he ought to pay. So FICA is you agreeing to pay this national debt. So I'll repeat that again. Contribution defined at law is the right of one to recover from another. The one is the government.
Right.
To recover from another, which is you, who is right of one to recover from another, also liable. It's like who? Pretty much, that's what it is. It's a tax, right? But it's basically you saying that I'm responsible for the national debt,
Right.
and I agree to pay. That's what FICA is.
And that's why this fucking white man is the devil. That's deceit.
Right, the hidden contract.
And if you don't agree to that, if you don't want to comply with that, then you won't be employed. So then you won't have no kind of so-called income. So you gotta play the game. Go ahead and finish that, bro.
I'm start over.
Okay.
It's Leviticus 19 and 13. It says, "Thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor,
Yeah.
neither rob him. The wages of him that is hired shall not abide with thee all night until the morning."
Neither rob him. Shit, we getting robbed and raped every day, man. Constantly. By them taking that money out your check, that's robbery, man.
That's right.
You stealing my money from me. Then you got to pay an income tax, which by their own constitution is unconstitutional.
Right.
You're not supposed to tax a man's wages. You're supposed to tax a company's earnings.
Yeah, profits and gains.
Yeah.
That's what's taxable.
And then the ones that's doing that, like GE for instance, these motherfuckers ain't even paying taxes. They got so many lawyers, they finding so many loopholes, they can go around that.
Right.
But you jakes can't even afford the court
Right.
appointed
They
attorney.
got the money to do it.
Exactly.
Right. Hey, just real quick, brother, if you niggas think you can get around the taxes,
Shit.
Esau tax, go talk to Wesley Snipes.
Thank
He'll educate you on that.
you. In the penitentiary.
Well, he tried to pay. Like the brother said,
Right.
he tried to pay.
Esau, this is the decree.
We don't want you, Luke. We want you.
Right.
Yeah.
Shit, Ronald Eisman.
Yep. You know, so whether or not you niggas make it in this society, just off the subject real quick, you still cursed. Either that federal income tax don't get your ass, well ultimately the Most High don't get your ass. But you niggas is still cursed. You gonna die broke. Or you know, just like what's that cat's name, man? Sherman Henry.
Right.
That just died. You know that nigga still ain't buried.
They did that same shit to James Brown.
James Brown. And you know that's the devil, sir? You know that's the devil? You know that's the devil? You didn't know that? Yeah, that's the devil, man. You think that's Jesus?
Oh, I don't know him. I never met him.
You believe in God? Say what? God don't have what?
I say a picture, right?
Yeah, you can take a picture of the sign. You say God don't have no color?
I didn't got no body.
God has no body?
Yeah, like,
All
you
right.
came in the flesh.
Hey, man.
You an antichrist.
Yeah, get that real quick, bro. You know where it's at in, I think it's in, where it say, oh, yeah, just bring that out. Fuck it, bro.
All right, this is Haggai, chapter 1, verse 6. Ye have sown much and bring in little.
Man,
Woo!
and that's Jake all day
Exactly.
long,
Who think
man.
that's the, y'all?
All, hey, Jake the ones keep this country running.
Right.
Right.
Jake is the hamster in that wheel,
That make up the label for
man.
it.
Yeah.
Now say something real quick,
Fun,
bro.
bro.
Man, Jake work hard as fuck on
Yeah.
this job, man. You know, Jake be working his ass off, and you think we should be millionaires for how hard, you know, we gotta work. Seriously.
Right.
These manufacturing jobs and warehouse jobs and shit. Go ahead, bro.
It says, ye have sown much and bring in little.
You bring in little. Work the hardest and bring in little to nothing. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, y'all work the hardest out of all the people in this country, but you
Right.
have the least.
Right. That's right.
And you know it's true. Go ahead, bro.
Ye eat, but ye have not enough.
Man.
That's cool.
Hey, bro, get calm, bro.
Ye drink, but ye are not filled
Nope.
with drink.
You still thirsty.
Ye,
You go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
ye clothe, all right, ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And
Put black Jesus.